Hello and welcome to the Blossoming Unity podcast. My name is Dennis and this is Nicole, and we are here to introduce you into the conversation about different spiritual perceptions, techniques, and ideologies to help you with your day-to-day life. Methodologies, actually.
Ideologies is fine as well. It's both, actually.
Hello, everyone. It has been a few weeks. Hope you've
Yeah.
all been well. We've been blossoming over here. I hope you've been doing the same. You either plant flowers with your manure or you throw it.
Yeah. Like I've been blossoming. Look at my sweater. Like for all of
Oh,
you that
wow.
are just online, I'm wearing like a very colorful sweater.
She
So
did. She very much so. I'm wearing all black. Um,
oh, you're at
really in
home.
that sacred space and energy.
Yeah, black is really good. Like if you want to draw in energy,
Mm,
black is amazing. Like
yes.
you can actually really utilize black clothes for that. But what's not ideal is to wear black for business, black at
No.
funerals, black like
Mm,
wherever there is a lot of energy that you don't want to have actually in your auric field, you should rather not wear black.
yes. So if there's people that you're very close with, like loved ones or people that you have really good relationships with, it is totally fine to wear black. If they're going through something, you might not want to wear black around them. You may want to wear white or even red. Red is a very powerful color to wear as well. And orange, you see a lot of Buddhists wearing orange,
Yeah.
um, really getting out of the mind with orange. But red is very vibrant. It really lights you up. It's explosive. It's like you see red anywhere, it draws your attention. So if you're looking to draw attention, wearing red, you also look. I don't know if this is true, but most people feel they look thinner when they wear red. They feel sexy, and you notice how you see a red car, you instantly think it's going to go fast, and it's adrenaline rush. It has this very passionate energy about it. Wearing red is for vibrant um, situations, and then wear white to reflect, to kind of allow things to push away, to flow.
In Kundalini yoga, we wear white a lot. It's a little bit our standard white nightgowns, actually,
Yeah.
more or less. And like women wear white nightgowns, men wear white PJs, basically.
Yeah, seriously.
But it's like wearing white has a lot of beneficial things that come with it. Like you really get more conscious with everything you do because it gets dirty very quickly, and
Ooh,
and that's like also a very great training for like conscious movement, conscious behavior. And then it emanates your auric field. Like the white clothes, what they do is like they let your aura grow, let it shine brighter, let it shine like more enlightened. And it also is a protective color. Like and all doctors wear white, all like
yeah.
everyone that wants to really be protected wears white.
You also see, just to throw this out there, when you look at mental institutions, they're wearing white because psychologically they're very unstable.
Or
So if
pink.
they're right, if they're wearing a color that takes in a lot, it could unbalance
Yeah,
them. So that makes
yeah.
sense why a lot of them wear white because it's pushing away all the
It's
energy that's coming
protection.
in. Right,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's
totally.
actually really beautiful. We would have a problem if those institutions were having people wear all black. It would just be it would be a
Oh,
mess.
they couldn't do it. Like
Mhm.
it would be impossible. And it's also really fascinating. Hospitals, like different departments, wear different colors because of a reason. Like
Yeah.
in the ICUs, for example, they wear a lot of blue. they,
Yes.
they
Yes, they
don't they
do.
don't wear white because like for me, I can give you rather the energetic explanation than the real explanation that they try to find for the blue clothes. But on an energetic level, ICUs, like the intensive care units, are portal places on planet Earth. And so people working there are often with a high part of either angelic or fairy, or like their soul has a high intensity of that, of serving humanity. And so they work in a portal place all the time. So
Mm,
the when you die, when the soul leaves the body, where you go to is the blue ether. And there are
mm,
four
mm.
different dimensions of the blue ether. And so wearing blue on a portal place in order to go to the blue ether is like really what you want to do, I guess.
Yes, it makes sense. I mean, colors are very important, and the reflection of color.
By the way, it just popped in why they wear blue. Blue also lets bacteria die. Red, when they would wear red, bacteria grows much faster around red
Mm,
than around blue.
vibrance,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Whenever you see blue, you feel more relaxed as well. It's a very calming color. But you stare at the blue sky. What is the first thing that you feel? Oh, wow, look at that sky.
Favorite color on planet Earth, right?
Seriously, I mean,
Oh,
they also, they resonate the throat chakra with blue, which is empowerment. It's powerful. It's a powerful color, but very subtle. And power is in subtlety as well. Like you don't always have to be powerful in a way where I need to chaotically pull everything in. When you start recognizing when you give that power away and you're subtle about it and you start trusting people to doing their work and their jobs and all this, you have better nights of rest. You have better nights of sleep. You're kind of
mm.
subtly empowering yourself in a way that normally and traditionally isn't seen. You always have to go, 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 and crack your hammer to have power.
It's actually really interesting that you bring up the topic of power and disempowerment,
Mm.
because there is a really great woman. She's doing hand analysis. It's a difficult word for me. Hand
Analysis.
analysis. And so there are different schools that you go through. And so your palm actually shows what school you were born in, because the fingerprints and the hands never change.
Mm.
So I am actually born in the school of love.
Mm.
And my teaching would be, there are different teachings in different in each school, and my teaching would be finding the balance between powerful and powerless
Mm.
in order to become the queen of love. Isn't
The
that
queen of
beautiful?
love.
Isn't that beautiful? And
Yes.
it's true. As a child, like when I remember, I always struggled with, like, I always attracted a lot of power because I have a lot of energy, but I always felt very uncomfortable with this power. And I was always
Mm.
afraid that it would, like, things would fall apart. And that is the same with money. I'm like, I see a lot of abundance and prosperity discussions at the moment, and I work myself like on my own vibrant a radiant body, how I project on the outside. And that also has to do with power and disempower and empowerment. Like, your prosperity is a direct reflection of your empowerment, actually.
Mm. It's like the allowing yourself to give love constantly, but not allowing yourself to receive it. It's like
Yeah.
what a lot of people do, and I mean, I even noticed it within myself, is you put the love that you expect to receive in a box. And if it doesn't come in that box, then you don't love me. Then you're not expressing love. But you're only looking at the box. And when you hold a box, it's limited, right? So when you look at it and you go, you know what? I don't really need this box. Let me experience how people show their love. Now you're not looking for reasons why people don't love you and why you don't allow yourself to receive love. Now you're looking and seeing that you're receiving love constantly. That love is always finding its way to you. That love is constantly flowing towards you. And that was a big thing for me. It was like, I'm giving all this love, but I wasn't allowing myself to receive it though, because you have to love me this way. Only if you show me this way, then that's love. but that's totally false because people love in different ways. People love in ways that they feel it needs to be honored. Love manifests in many ways. The breath is love. The smell is love. The taste is love. The sight is love. The touch is love. The heart beating is love. The
Everything.
cells dancing, all of it. It's all love. So when that perception just kind of just falls away and you just allow that, now it's not the balance of am I constantly giving and not receiving, and you recognize I am always receiving and I'm constantly giving. It's a beautiful balance.
It's really interesting, also to feel within and to feel into the subconscious landscape of
Mm,
where are my subconscious blocks in um, receiving love, a, but also in understanding those other types of love. Because have you heard of those books and tests about the love language of people?
yeah,
I find it very interesting that someone really tried to come up with a methodology for that in
yeah,
order to have a better and a more clear communication about needs. I think it's really
yeah.
sweet. I think the name is unfortunately a little bit wrong, but I mean, who cares? Oh,
I
or
when
as
I
I used to say, who the fuck gives a fuck? Nobody.
when I look at the love languages, it tells me a couple things. If someone tells me this is my love language, it instantly shows me in what shadow work they need to do because that's what they didn't receive when they were growing up.
Of course.
So it's like physical touch. Your family or whoever you grew up with wasn't very touchy feely. They weren't a lovey family in that way. They weren't huggy and all that. They just wanted their space. So you had that emotional need not met. So that's a perfect situation whenever someone expresses. And this is also for if you want to go down that avenue of recognizing why is this my love language? Do I need this to constantly be something that I need from somebody? Or can I recognize that this is something that I can give myself and I'm always giving myself because I recognize it, it starts within me, and then being able to go from there. But if you're more on the surface and you want that, then recognizing what your love language is important as well, because then you have particular needs and expectations within the relationship. This is what, I understand and I notice that this is what I didn't get when I was a child, but in this relationship, I would love to see this. So there's
Yeah,
a different way of being able, and also not putting that responsibility on someone as well, because
totally.
that person could be like, well, that's not really how I show love, but I will do the best that I can and I'll be
Yeah, yeah,
open
yeah.
to being able to express that
Yeah.
love to you. But, every human being has their own natural way of expressing and, receiving love. So it's
I
definitely a beautiful entry.
for me the love languages are also people say sometimes, yeah, that's my character, that's who I am. And for us, we that do this work every day, we know that who I am doesn't exist.
Mm-mm.
It's just
No.
it doesn't. But I know what people mean with that, and I think it's
Mm.
it's fair to say that for a lot of people, their character, the who I am, this is who I am, will probably really stay for a whole lifetime.
It
And
could, yes.
and fair enough, like, and then like understanding who you are as a character, like the
Right.
need of a
Absolutely.
character, can also, especially in a business context, like in a business, like the business world has created some pretty profound um, tests around personality. They call it personality tests.
Yeah.
And but I think what's really beautiful, all of that is in order to understand each other better. And I
Absolutely.
think that's
Yes.
so beautiful. Like,
Yes.
humans really try to come closer and closer and closer to the point of
Mm.
peace within and peace without, because the more you understand that people function differently, that they
Mm.
don't do things on purpose, they don't piss you off on purpose, they don't trigger you on purpose, they just are who they are, it's just their character, that already creates so much more compassion
Mm.
all over the place, just by like a little bit too much identity. But I mean, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
at that moment you take the test, you probably are like that, and maybe you have to take the test another time in 2 years. But for example, me in this business thing called disc, I am a dominant innovative person. That means I'm very driven and very innovative.
Mm.
So I will never be good in details and like looking for every single human that they feel good. It's just not my strength. And in a business context, it's like leading a team would not be for me.
Mm.
It's not my talent. And do I think that will change profoundly? I'm 40 now, next week, May 17th. If you want to send me a birthday song and sing for me, I love that. I love that. And but will I be ever someone that, like, if when Ellie grows, I cannot be the team leader. I suck at this.
Mm.
I'm not interested in this job as well. Like, I don't care if you like the coffee that I bought for you or not. You want to have another one, just go buy one. Do whatever you want. I don't care. And that really, but do I care about the vision of the company? Am I the person holding that vision? Am I the person being innovative and like bringing the new things? Yes. Can the person that leads the team do that? No. And so I think a lot of this business world behavior in testing yourself and then understanding better who you are is like really, really opening a lot of doors for them to go into more personal development work, also more spiritual work at
Mm.
the end of the day. And once again, it's created less misunderstandings and an easier way of managing and guiding people, which I think is really amazing.
There's a better way of putting it. If we just shifted this one little thing, it would create a boundary within the attaching to identity.
Yeah.
Is I'm trying to better understand myself through this test rather than I'm trying to better understand my intellect and my belief systems.
Yes.
I'm trying to better
Yes.
understand the way that my mind ticks so
Yes.
then I can
How I grew
understand
up. Yeah.
exactly. So then it's no longer tied to who you are because then the compassion really comes in because then you go, well, this isn't who they are. This is their intellect. This is their
Yeah.
belief systems. This is the psychological drama that they play out. So then you're, well, they're not that. So I can look at it with the eyes of compassion and, wow, maybe there's an area here that can help be developed. Or
Yeah.
maybe you don't want to
Totally.
develop that, but we can let go of this. You don't need to hold on to it. And that's the beautiful thing about being a human being is the mind is very fluid. It can be. We make it rock hard, but it can be very fluid like water. You can pick up a pattern and let the pattern go. It's all depending on your level of one, awareness and spaciousness within and recognizing what you are and what you're not.
And the connection to the physical body.
Mm. Which, yeah, it deeply puts in those patterns in place and recognizing the
Deeply.
patterns for what they are.
Yeah. It's like mental pattern are linked on to the cells on the physical body. And with the pattern, the memories of the pattern are stored on the physical body, in the
Mm.
cells. So that's why for some people, like when they start to do a certain type of yoga, when they start to do workout, when you start the old shit's coming up. When especially when they try to lose weight, when they get
Mm.
emptier, that's when like actually the gunk in the cells is revealed because it's not so dense anymore. So what am I doing? um so that's what actually happens. It's they start to feel the things that are stored in the cells, and so they're either going through darkest nights of darkest nights of souls, or they start eating again. That's the two options you have. Or they do a therapy, but that's very unlikely to happen. So I
Let's
think,
talk about boundaries.
oh yeah, let's do it. I love ice cream, and especially love espresso croquant ice cream. What ice cream do you like?
Well, I don't eat ice cream.
That's a
But
boundary.
when I ate ice cream, so there's this vegan ice cream that I really enjoy actually. It's like a salted caramel.
See?
But my favorite was getting birthday cake ice cream with
Oh,
Heath bar chopped up inside of it. You know, the hard toffee and the milk chocolate and then birthday cake ice cream. That was my yes, chef's kiss.
see? So that's already a boundary. Dennis
Mm,
likes different ice cream than I do.
yes, already a boundary. And then being able to recognize energetic boundaries. Because if you're an energetic garbage can and you're taking on people's stuff constantly, you're not allowing yourself to really recognize what's yours and what's not. And then when I say what's yours and what's not, you tend to get to the point where you recognize none of it's yours.
Or all of it.
Yours,
All of it is your resonance and your the reflection for you to understand who you are.
your reflection, but it's not you.
No, it's not you.
Yeah,
Totally not. Yeah.
yeah. So then there's energetic boundaries that you set with yourself. There's always this beautiful thing is I want to test it within me so I can see where it's not being tested outside. Where am I setting boundaries within myself? Am I setting boundaries with a particular mind pattern? Because I notice when it comes up, am I able to rewrite the neural pathways when this particular pattern comes up by doing physical activity and recognizing the pattern and then doing physical activity to be able to better hardwire it into the cell so this pattern doesn't keep bringing up and keep having an energetic force behind it, an emotional force behind it? Am I able to recognize that? Am I setting a boundary with particular habits that I have? Because if it's a habit, that means it's unconscious. Am I setting boundaries with my unconsciousness and consciousness? Am I allowing myself to have the boundaries within myself so then they will be recognized within and without? Because if you're an energetic garbage can, you will constantly take on people's energy or their stuff. You let them dump it all on you, and there's no boundaries there. And for a lot of healers, it is the right thing to do, but you're not doing it in the way that it should be done because you should be able to have that groundedness within you to where you're not taking it on, but helping guide them to take it off their own way. So you're not allowing trauma dumping to constantly be sitting in your aura.
Well, if it sits in your aura, it's your problem because your auric field is shit and it has holes in it, and then it sits in your aura and it's your resonance. It's very simple.
Energetic garbage can.
It's
Energetic. But
it's
what the also
the
the thing that I recognize with resonance as well, though, is let's say one person has a particular trauma, right? And that person, the other person that walks up, right? Their trauma is different. It's a different trauma, but that energy is the same. That pain's the same. So it reflects as something within them, even though they've healed it, but that energy comes in. So when you're able to recognize that, you don't have to feed it anymore.
yeah, or you do.
Keep on feeding it. Feed the beast. Feed the pattern.
Like that's the reason why like most of my clients get one of three meditations from Kundalini yoga. The ones with no energy whatsoever for anything get first breath of fire for 3 minutes. The
Yeah.
ones with the addictive behavior patterns, whether they like it or not, they get the addiction meditation. It's
Mm,
it's the one I do every day since years.
beautiful meditation.
Beautiful, like so profound. 3 minutes will blow your mind. You think time and space reality doesn't exist anymore when you do it for the first time.
Mm.
It's so annoying.
It's just you and your addictions.
Yeah, longest 3 minutes ever.
It feels like it's going on for infinity. There's nothing else but
Totally.
addiction.
Yeah.
That mind is trying to pull you away. Just quit. Just quit. Just stop this. Just
But
stop
do
it.
it,
Stop it.
but do it for 40 days. And then all of a sudden this meditation becomes like you start doing it and you're like, what? Like it's like what? We're done? It's
Hmm.
so quick. In the beginning, your body tells you, oh, I cannot hold my arms up like that. That is very uncomfortable. Oh my God, my shoulders hurt. Oh my God, my fingers hurt. How can I press so much on the temples? Should I even press on? Like it's fascinating what's going on.
Mm.
And
And
then
it's Satanama, right?
yes, you can find it. It's called addiction meditation on YouTube. I have some on Ali. We have them videos. You can use those for a daily practice. Do it for 40 consecutive days. And I swear to God, you probably will forget it at day 36, and then you start all over again. Oh my God. I
You better
had
set
it
reminders.
day 37, and you need to do it before midnight. Day
Yeah.
37, I was laying in bed. It was 11:48 at night. And I was like, fuck, I forgot the addiction meditation. And I was like, oh, and part of me was like, ah, oh, fuck it, who cares? Like, let's just, who cares? I don't do it. And then another part was like, oh, I'm not starting at 1 again. I don't want to start at 1 again. I wanted to do 1,000 consecutive days.
Okay.
That's when you master the mind, master the mantra, master the meditation. That's like profound. Like doing a meditation 1,000 days is like, it's the best. So yeah. And then the third one is the ones with the suppressed anger. It's called Fist of Anger. Amazing. You have 3 minutes again. You get as angry as you can. You do a little mouth, breath of fire. You really get like, you are like swearing at everyone in your head and get negative. And then at the end, you shower yourself in white light. And that's probably an amazing meditation for people with a problem with boundaries. Fist of Anger. Because what most healers have, like especially the ones that say like, oh yeah, I'm so 5D and very spiritual, like you know, all this neo spiritualism, I would say.
New age.
New age, yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, new age, of course. That's the right word. There is a lot of people that have no access to their actual power, their actual like really force energy, life force energy, and they're just like dumping around heart chakra, and they're like all flowers and angels, but there's no real power in also in their healing capabilities. And so the moment you allow this anger to like really come out, and I give like, I love giving like my clients, when I give Fist of Anger, they're like, why do I have to do that? I'm not angry. I was like, yeah, no problem. So then you will have an easy 3 minutes. And then after a week, I'm like, how was it? And they're like, yeah, I didn't do it. And then I say, you really should start. And then they start. And after 3 days, they text me like, why do I have to do like,
See, the anger's coming up.
Yeah, but that's very important, because the positive side of anger is a shit ton of energy and power.
Yes.
For your talent. So yeah.
What I would do for me whenever I would start recognizing the resonance of anger, I would go into the woods and I would primitively scream and roar at the top of my lungs.
Yeah.
And my entire body would just light up. Every single cell would just vroom, and this rage and power and anger would all just come, and it would just spew out of me. I remember I used to have such anger when I was little that tears would come down whenever I got really, really angry. The tears would just start flowing, just
Me
tears and
too.
tears and tears and tears. They just wouldn't stop. I wasn't sad. I was just so angry.
Furious.
Yeah. So one of the great practices that I would do for that deep anger was going to the woods and screaming primitively, just roaring. It is such a relief when you just let it out. Just let it out. I actually saw this group of men, and they would sit in a circle, and two men would stand in front of each other, and then one of them would just allow the other man to just sit there and just scream as loud as he could. And all the men were there, and they were like holding the space for this man to just let out all this rage and just all this anger. And he was just sitting there screaming and screaming and screaming, and tears just start flowing. And then when he's done, he just drops to his knees, like this weight he's been holding on to, this identity he's been holding on to, this pain he's been holding on to, just all left, because he had his brothers with him to hold the space as he screamed. It was so beautiful to watch. And I feel that way with trees. So I go out into the woods and do it. They're like, the trees are holding the space for me and I'm gonna
Yeah,
let
they
it
do.
out.
That's amazing. I think as a woman, dealing with anger and power, especially, and physical, like, uh, there's to a certain extent there's a physicality to anger as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So as a woman, that is really difficult because it's shamed from society even more, because
Mm,
you shouldn't even have, like, you shouldn't even have those emotions as a woman.
right,
You
right.
shouldn't even feel the need of, also the, like, the need, the idea of you being a powerful person, like, also emanating power, or really holding powerful positions, like the shaming on women in that is still like huge, like huge. And for women, in order to start to feel like anger, and even to allow like their inner rage to come up, and like, there, we all have that somewhere. um I think women's circles are key. Women gathering with other women,
Yes.
um but not in a, we cannot scream and rage, and like, that's not our style, because as a woman, like, when you said that, my throat chakra almost breaks when I just hear the vibration. Like, it's like, there's there's a collective pattern in here too that I feel now, but even my own, like, the voice of a woman is being silenced for so many years, that releasing this stored rage about the silencing of the voice would bear, like, I don't know if I would, like, really be able to speak for a couple of days.
Mm, oh yeah, yeah. After those sessions, the men can't speak either.
Oh,
It's
good.
like a, it's like a, it's like a breaking of the silence.
Yeah,
Because like even within my own journey, I noticed I was silenced from feeling. You're not allowed to feel anything.
I know it's
You, oh, you
terrible.
feel sadness? Grow up, be a man.
No,
There's
no.
always this be a man, be a man, be a man. So with the emotional effect, then it turns into rage for the men. And I know it's kind of the same way for women, but in different reflections as well. So this circle of holding the space, and I've noticed it within women's circles as well, as when they come together and they allow that elegance, and for them to speak, and for them to be able to dance however their drum
Oh
wants
yeah,
to, it just breaks all of it.
that
Yes.
the
So, oh,
dancing.
yes.
In Kundalini yoga, we have a thing, it's called celestial communication. So what you do is you dance to mantra with your hands, are like doing very elegant postures, and you actually interact with the prana in the air, and you're
Mm,
bringing in the prana into your auric field. And I've never seen anything more beautiful than a room full of women. Rama Yoga Mallorca, it was the case. A room full of women practicing just celestial dance without anyone looking strangely at anyone.
just
The
freedom.
amount of love and freedom and grace and bliss
Yeah.
that was emanated from that is, like, there's nothing more beautiful than that to me. Even though, like, when I look at it from the outside, it still looks strange, but from a vibrational inside point of view, that's like so profound.
Mm.
Like, women gatherings anyway are like,
Have you seen those? They probably don't do it too often because, we're still going through this transformation and this, this collective unwinding. But I just had this just this vision of seeing the women doing that intuitive dance and seeing the masculine standing there all holding space for each other,
oh,
and just allowing those two energies to just come together and not touch, but stand right in front of right in front of each other in your in the fullest universal truth.
Yeah.
Screw the personal truth, just universal truth of just
Yeah.
letting it be what it is. That would be so powerful. The
Yeah, that would
energy in that area would just
actually heal whole countries. If,
yes.
like, let's say 50 men and 50 women which went through first maybe a kriya and some meditation and let's do
Yes.
it. Let's do it. Yeah, that would actually profoundly change the vibrational field of a country, like profoundly. I can see that, like Mount Shasta, for example,
Hmm.
or what's this desert called that you have been?
Sedona.
Sedona. Like, there's one Kundalini yoga teacher. Her name is Shakti Sita. I love her. Like, she's the coolest. Like, her whole sanctuary is full of tankas of Tibetan art,
Hmm.
and the vibrations she's holding in that space. It's like I love, I adore her work. And like Sedona, like going there on Joshua Tree, like in Joshua Tree in the desert, or Mount Shasta would even be better. Like 50 men building a circle, and then the women celestial dancing to different different mantras.
Whoa.
Or imagine at the Arkansas, in Arkansas, they're like the crystal, the Lemurian crystal thing going on there
Yes.
at those power points. On Kauai, imagine.
Oh, in Hawaii.
Or here in the Swiss mountains.
Right. Or the Himalayas.
Oh,
Oh no, you're doing the Himalayas. The whole Earth is done, done.
it
Because
would be just,
a lot of like very powerful yogis have just distributed all of their life force energy into the Himalayas. They said
uh,
whoever's able to come in and touch this space will be able
yeah.
to work with that energy.
There is one Kundalini yoga meditation. It's called the Arc-Line cleansing meditation. So what you basically, it's a water meditation. So you take your hands as cups, and then you feel like you go into water, and this above the head is your arc line, and you cleanse the arc line. Women have two arc lines between the two nipples and the arc line above the head and the feet. Men have one, or when they're enlightened, their feet are glowing as well. And whenever I did this meditation, I was sitting in a cave in the Himalaya, and I was in this cave and meditating all over the top of the mountains and sending out this vibration from, like, I did this meditation like 3 times, and then the 4th time it started, like, and then I traveled all over the world. And this year, like, interesting enough, this year is the 6th year from a numerological point of view, and the 6th body is the arc line body. So if you
Mm.
ever want to start something like that for 40 days and try it, do it now. Oh, we should do that, Dennis. Imagine.
Yes, yes. I mean, it just came right then in that moment. We was talking about the masculine and the holding the space for other masculines, and the the feminine doing the holding the space for the feminine, and nurturing the feminine energy and prana and the creative energy,
And
and just
imagine if the masculine would chant the mantra.
I just feel my whole body is just literally lit up for me.
Oh my God, that would be so beautiful.
Make it like a whole festival, like it just
Yes.
an embracing, just a complete embrace.
Imagine. Oh, I can totally see us doing that.
Yeah,
I have to come to the States anyway very soon.
we're gonna have to get it set up. You're here first and live, folks.
Ah, maybe you did. All right. I think that was a beautiful podcast. What do you think?
As yes, absolutely. Great first podcast back. I hope you all have a beautiful week.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourselves. Uh, balance. Allow those mother wounds to finally heal, and set energetic boundaries, and recognize where boundaries are not set. May the force be with you.
Do you have a sword at home? You should use a sword if you say that. I can see you doing that. Yeah. May the God in the heavens like really support your highest destiny and your life, and enjoy the week. And we're back in 2 because next week I'm on Mallorca.
Yes.
So
Big stuff. Big things happening. Beautiful
yeah.
things happening.
Okay, thanks for listening, guys, and have an amazing day.
Absolutely. Bye-bye now.
Bye.